I know a lot of people struggle giving photography the time that it requires. We're full-time professionals, so we can do that, of course, but it's hard on the other people in our lives, isn't it? It means a lot of solitude and a real understanding partner, doesn't it?
It sure does, yes. And we both have different partners in that respect, don't we? Because Wendy travels quite often with you.
Yeah, well, actually, I got to a stage in the early 90s where I was traveling for 3/4 of the time, literally coming back from one trip, having maybe a few days at home and then heading off on the next. And it soon became apparent to both of us that this was not going to last, you know. So the obvious solution was for Wendy to come along, which she does not all the time, but a lot. And for us, that meant we've shared some incredible experiences all over the world, and she's very much part of the team. Yeah. But at the same time, I really value solitude sometimes, and I still enjoy doing solo trips. Are you happy with your own company?
I am, yes. So I do. I get very few opportunities to do that, to be fair, because of leading a lot of workshops where we usually do have company. And Jenny, in fact, I was reflecting when you were talking about you and Wendy traveling. Jenny and I used to travel together a lot before we had the family, and so I totally relate to how that feels, and it's a lovely thing to do. But since then, Jen has been very much home, keeping the home fires burning, and we've 2 children now grown up and gone. But Jen has a busy life at home. She's got a lot going on. So we have, it's quite a different arrangement. We keep in very close touch. It's always a bit of a worry when you're abroad. I am abroad, obviously, in that context. But we manage these days. It's not so bad keeping in touch via email, particularly. You know, to phone every day. And the children have also been a big part of my life, and so we've travelled together sometimes on assignments, and more holidays than assignments, you could say. But they've been hugely supportive to me and helped me in all sorts of ways when I've had crises about. A lot of crises of confidence about whether what I do has any point or meaning to it. Wow. And they've been great like that.
Yeah, it's very easy to fall into that trap of thinking, well, what's the point of another picture, isn't there?
It is, and then arguably what we do it is hard to justify it. But I do come back to the old Churchill phrase when he was challenged on there being a budgetary allowance during the Second World War for the arts, and he said, then what are we fighting for? Yeah. And I still think the arts, is an important part of life. Very, very important. Whether or not government applies any, financial incentive for it. But I think that the emotional support that you get from your partner and family are vital. And especially for me, seeing what the children have gone on to do as a result, to some extent, of the travels that they've had with us and the exposure to our friends and associates in the arts and the sciences has been, invaluable for them. And so it works both ways.
So I think that solitude, though, that photography requires at times can be a really cleansing thing. Some of those moments behind the lens when you're just there on your own watching the light paint the landscape, it's just fabulous. And
it's a meditation.
Absolutely, and I'm loath to share them with anyone but Wendy.
Yeah, no, that's very interesting. The process, in fact, is very like a meditation, and Jenny's a yoga teacher, so we often discuss the kind of similar patterns that there are in landscape photography with yoga and the meditative process, and the idea of becoming present, bringing yourself fully into the present moment is something that you can do in landscape photography, but you do need that solitude.
Absolutely.